All right, here we are again. This is take 3. Well, we're gonna make this work. I swear we are. So as soon as we get Tracy popped in here, okay. So I've got, I think, the right button. Hi again. All right, Tracy, it says that you can request to join the broadcast. Hey, look, it's working this time. I knew we could do it. I promise. It's so exciting. Oh my goodness. So it takes just a minute, but you all are really in for a treat because she is incredible. She is an author. She has been interviewed all over the place, locally and internationally. Her recipes and work have been published in magazines all over the country, and she has been interviewed in the United Kingdom. She is just freaking incredible. She's won blogger awards. I'm just so bragging about you right now. Did you hear me?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I have to turn my volume up. You're too quiet. There you are. Hi, Andrea.
Okay.
Thanks for popping in. This is the fabulous Tracy Bush. I'm so excited she's here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I made a very brief list of your accomplishments. This is brief. I don't think people understand. And I think instead of reading them all, because I had planned to read them all and thought, well, that will take us, 2 days. Then I just gave a brief overview of your accomplishments being published. Oh, you left me. Where did you go? Come back. Oh, she'll come back. If I can get this X off of my screen. Okay. But anyway, she, as I said, has just been all over the place. And when she comes back, we'll talk to her a little bit. Well, while we're waiting, though, I did want to let you know that the Nourish Festivals, oh, she got cut off. She'll be right back. She'll pop right on in. Oh, see, here she is right now. Approve. Okay, she's coming back again. But the Nourish Festivals, which are sponsored by Enjoy Life, and if you have dairy allergies or a lot of different allergies, Enjoy Life. They make the most supreme chocolate in the whole wide world. And snacks and all kinds of cool stuff. So they're sponsoring these festivals. Tracy's one of their preferred bloggers, which is really cool and exciting. And we are offering free tickets to the Denver Expo that's happening in May. So if you guys want to enter a chance to win free tickets, just sign up for the newsletter. You can do that on the Facebook page. You can do that on the website, allercuisine.com. Super exciting. Hello, Tracy.
By the way, that is a great event.
It is. I walked away last year with just so much food. It took us forever to finish it all. It was wonderful, wonderful. So Tracy, you wrote an ebook.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about it.
So that was, took me a few years because I kept adding to it. And finally my mother's like, why don't you just publish the darn thing? But I want to make sure everyone has enough information as opposed to, too little. I'm actually thinking about updating it because that was when I was just learning how to take food photos. And if you've ever gotten my ebook, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about the photos, but I promise the information is just as good. But it's kind of a resource book of what I would have wanted someone to hand to me when we were first diagnosed. Where do I start here? This is what you need. So that's
right.
Yeah.
So wonderful. So it gives people a good start and good information and all that good stuff.
Resources, what I'd like to keep in the kitchen, some tips, some simple recipes. Oh goodness, I can't remember what's in there anymore. Products that we recommend. At the time, it included information on the products, pictures of the logos, so when people went to the store, they could help find the product. They weren't just wandering up and down the aisles. So
that visual is so important. What a great idea. I love that. You are, I'm reading this. You are certified in bio-individual nutrition.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So this is a little different. I am not a certified nutritionist. I am not a certified dietitian. I do not claim to be one. I always tell people that they should definitely check with their physician because, every need is different. Bio-individual. Yeah, bio-individual nutrition is a bit more specific. It goes into certain diets and how it affects your gut health, and they're very specific. The course that I took was super hard, and I'm glad I have lots of notes because it's complicated. But and you don't want to make anyone sick or worse. But it's fascinating. It kind of showed me how unique our our gastrointestinal system is and how it affects different areas of our body and our behavior.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating. What a great resource for you to help other people understand, because it's really confusing.
It is.
If there's all kinds of things happening in there. My
Yeah.
girlfriend wants me to talk about food allergies and toxicity and toxology and intestinal. I'm like, okay, I got to do some homework. I might have another phone call with you about that. But how did you get involved in this world of food allergies? What prompted you to get involved in all of this?
Well, my son, who's now 17, has multiple food allergies. He is allergic to egg, used to be uncooked dairy. He's grown out of that. Peanuts, shellfish, and watermelon. When he was younger, he had a gluten intolerance. We would give him gluten, and he would be like child spitting off the, like as if someone had given him. Yeah, it was bad. He would get dark circles under his eyes. He would become mean. Thankfully, he's grown out of that. Yeah, that's. I mean, he can eat pretty much. I still stick to less of a gluten-filled diet because I think that I feel better as well. But it's not life-threatening. It's just a behavioral issue that was been and gone, hopefully. But he was my inspiration. Yeah, he was my inspiration. And, as a mom, again, going back to when you're first diagnosed, you don't know what to do or where to start. And at the time I was working in New Jersey for a wonderful doctor who was integrative before integrative was a thing. And, she would say to me, she's like, you're so good with people. You should be the person that's the in-between, because I would come home from our allergy specialists and say, they didn't help me. They didn't tell me what to feed him. They just gave us a prescription, made me watch this horrible EpiPen video and said, see you next year. So, and then I went to the food store and I cried because I can't feed him anything. What am I going to eat? And, at the time there was one food store in our area that had maybe a handful of items. And I remember Joy Life Foods was actually one of the first products that I found. And I always joke and say we grew up with them because they're also 17. But yeah, that was one of the first safe products. And I just, one day I just decided to sit down and start my ebook and started, consulting and hooked up with some really great doctors and took it from there.
And it's been a great journey for you, really. So I just can't tell you, when I first started in this industry, and I, like you, had kids that were little, and mine are a little older than yours. I'm a little older. I'm one of the old ladies in this business. But they're 27 and 22 now. So they're older. And when my little one was a baby, 26, 27 years ago, she was allergic to dairy. And Andrea Sinesi is watching this right now. So she knows there were no health food stores in Fort Lauderdale. I had to drive all the way to Boca, which was like 30, 45 minutes, depending on traffic and tourist season and all of that, just to get milk. So I so feel your pain, and that you have a resource that people can use and walk out of a doctor's office and know what to do it's such a gift, because I didn't know what to do. I had to drive freaking miles to just buy one thing. Yep. So absolute craziness. And now part of, you're also certified in something else. Hold on, I wrote it down because I can't remember everything. I'm an old damn woman. I already said that. Nourishing Hope for Kids. So this is something with autism and ADD and ADHD.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same organization that helped me with my bio-individual nutrition certification, and that specifically geared toward children with, again, behavioral disorders. As you know, many children or people on the spectrum, their dietary needs can actually affect how they behave and calm them, make them worse, things like that.
Yeah, my kids too, also ADHD, and diet is such an important part of that. So that's just, you are so incredible. Wonderful. So you also are involved with Allergy and Asthma Network. You're a volunteer coordinator with them?
I'm their volunteer manager, yes.
Volunteer manager. Okay. And I'm one of their volunteers. She recruited me. So yes. I'm helping.
So you're part of it.
But a great organization. So talk to me a little bit about them. Tell people who aren't familiar with them what they do and how they can kind of help this movement.
Okay.
Please.
So Allergy and Asthma Network, they've been around for several years. They're a nonprofit, national nonprofit. And rather than doing things like walks and events, they prefer to do patient advocacy, outreach, education. They very much need your help to help us with the volunteer program. We're trying to ramp it up and get our name out there so that we can help more people. It's not just about getting the organization's name out there. It's about reaching out to more doctors' offices, schools. I mean, if someone out there has a school event and you need information, if there's a summer camp that we can send information to, if there's an event going on that you think that we should be at, please contact me, because we want to be there to help. We want to be able to educate people and from the events that we've been to recently, it's sad how many people are not receiving the correct education about allergies and asthma to keep themselves properly diagnosed and in the right health state.
And when Tracy talks about resources and providing those resources, if you have an event, listen, they go crazy with resources. I had to bring half mine home in a suitcase. They shipped them there, so and then I had to bring them back because they gave us books for like K2, a little story about a little girl with a peanut allergy. It was wonderful and so well received. The teachers loved it. The kids loved it. I gave my former principal, her daughter, a book because she's 8 years old and was just diagnosed with a peanut allergy this year. And she looks just like the girl on the covers. And she was wearing a purple dress at the time. And this little girl on the cover wearing a purple dress. She thought the book was made for her. It was awesome. But so many resources. They have comic books. They have so many things for you guys to use. And we are going to get to Easter, I promise. We're going to talk about Easter. But I just need you to understand who's talking to you about Easter. Because this woman, this is the go-to resource. She really is. And you've been blogging and blogging and blogging. How long have you been blogging?
Well, I incorporated my business Nutrimom in 2011. No, I'm sorry, 2008. But then I started blogging in 2011. And it just started as a simple, tiny little blog because I wanted to help people reach out, kind of branched out to doing product reviews, and then becoming brand ambassadors, having, networking, having relationships with products that I love. And I'm so happy. I mean, I'm not one of those people that cares about how many followers I have. I mean, I would love to have more followers to help more people, but the audience that I have has been with me forever. I love them. I appreciate them. I wouldn't be here without them. And, I just write what I feel. I write what happens in day-to-day because to me, that's important. People, I mean, I can embellish and do other things, but I also want to be the person that you feel like, hey, if I met you in person, that's exactly how you are. So, down to earth, you have to be. And, I always have a tinge of humor because yes, food allergies are scary. They're deathly scary. But at the end of the day, you have to keep that sense of humor or else you will lose your mind. So sense of humor is always important.
It is important. And you are so authentic. And that's, I think, why people are they follow you, they listen to you, they relate to you because you're very relatable and always so honest and authentic. And that comes across in everything. Or we wouldn't be talking because there are people I've read out there and I'm like, who is awake? So we want to talk to the real people. So you've got a lot of people following you. You're talking about things that matter, things that are important to you, that resonate really well with other people. So what are the topics that your followers are most interested in?
Oh, it's a bunch of different things. I mean, sometimes I can post a blog post about product review, and they'll be interested in that. Other times it could be something as simple as asking an everyday question. Like, hey, have you used this product? Did you get side effects from this? Was your child gassy when they were, I mean, everything goes, and every once in a while I'll throw in a couple of comical memes or, whatever, just again, to lighten the mood.
Right.
But I always try to change it up. It should not always be about me. I try to share as much as I can with, other companies and products and organizations because, if they can help and I can help, then we need to team together.
Absolutely. And there's one I want to talk to you about later, the allergic. So fascinated. So we'll talk offline about that, but you might want to Google that. kind of cool. Just saying. So Easter's coming, Passover's coming. Your recipes have been published all over the place, outside of your ebook, which I think is such an incredible honor. And Joy Life has published them. Fact has published them, right? Allergy Asthma Network has published them. I think Allergic Living, did they publish them as well?
Not Allergic Living. I've been on, I was on EpiPen's website for a little while. I'm sorry, not EpiPen, Mylon, the marketers of EpiPen. I've been in, goodness, now you're gonna make me think. I've been on Surf. Actually, there's one floating around in Surf Sweets right now that has Surf Sweets and Enjoy Life food. It's a no-bake item. You might want to check that out. Seabuck Wonders. I mean, I've been here, there, and everywhere. Thankfully, I'm grateful.
Yeah. Well, so are we, because now we know what the heck to cook when it comes to the holidays. So talk to us. What suggestions do you have on how to navigate Easter and Passover and keeping everybody safe, creating safe foods that everybody will really enjoy? I know you had talked a little bit on Instagram about the sun butter eggs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So first and foremost, I always tell everyone, please remember to bring all of your necessary medications. Just because you're going to grandma's house or the next door neighbor doesn't mean that you might not have an allergic reaction. They could have something in the house that you're not aware of, a pet that you don't know is going to be there. Always, always bring your medications. It's better to have them and not use them. That's my first tip. Second tip is my personal tip. We have never tried any new foods on any holiday or any major occasion. Reason being is because you want to remember the holiday or the special occasion as a great day. If something happens, it's not the best day to have it, oh, remember that last Christmas when, and granted, it could happen any day, but you want to try to lessen the fact that it's on a special day, me personally. Those relatives that love to give you hugs and kisses, see if you can try to have them kiss you on your head or maybe on the back of your hand. You don't know what they have on their lips. You don't know what they've had for breakfast before they've seen you. And it's a small thing that they're not even thinking of. They're not trying to harm you, but for your safety's sake, it's easier to handle it that way. I always tell people, do not overthink everything. Be prepared. Bring your safe snacks just in case, but don't overthink it. If you are looking for a recipe, I know a lot of times I even do this with myself. I overthink all the time, trying to think of, okay, what am I going to make for breakfast, lunch, dinner? Do I bring this? Do I have these items? And then I kind of stop and just simplify. What's simple meal that you can bring or make? It doesn't have to be extravagant. You're going to be with your family and friends. You're going to have a great time. You're going to relax. That's all you need. You don't have it. I don't have 8 hours a day to spend in the kitchen making these fancy schmancy recipes. I would love to, but just not a reality in everyday life.
My kids are running out of the house and I still don't have time to do that mess.
Another thing that we like to do with my son especially is when we go to dinner, I ask that he serve himself first. That way there's no one sticking their utensils into the dish by accident. There's no cross-contamination. This spoon actually went into this other dish. This person had eggs and they're not supposed to have eggs and it was to that. So see if you can serve yourself first. It's not a selfish thing. It's just a safety thing. And I would tell people to remember, in regards to recipes and safe snacks and foods, dollar stores, they got your back. They are the end all be all place to find candy molds and chocolate molds and non-food items. And I mean, everything that you need is there at a cheap price. I mean, it's a great place. As a blogger, we've gone there several times to find anything and everything. They're awesome. They rock.
And you walk out with some money left in your purse. It's really
Unless you get sucked in like I do, you go for one thing and buy 10 things.
Well, that's my target disease. I can't walk in there with just, no, it never happens. It's ridiculous, but we all have our vices, those places we spend our money. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
I would just like to say again, thank you very much for having me. I was honored to meet you in Colorado at the Food Allergy Blogger Conference. I was so excited, and I'm so glad that we have connected since. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I just, if I can help anyone else, you can reach me at Allergy Foods, and that's allergyphoods.com. It's got all of my social media links, my ebook, and actually there are some changes coming up to my website soon. I'm going to have some new
cool.
Keeping it under wraps until it's all live, but it's going to be what I feel something that will be easier and more helpful to people that need affordable options.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. Well, you have to definitely let us know when that unveiling happens.
I will.
Want to tune in. I'll put the link to her website in the comments below, so you will have easy access to it. And it really is an incredibly informative website. She has all of her blogs are there. She's got recipes there. Her ebook is there. Her 15,000 pages of accomplishments are there. So there's a lot. She's amazing. And I too, I was so excited to meet you and so happy that we have formed a relationship and just really excited to kind of travel this journey with you. And thanks for being here and sharing all of your wisdom and knowledge with so many people.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Blitz now all over the place. It'll be everywhere.
Well, thank you.
All right, Tracy, you have a great day. Happy Easter. Happy Passover to everybody. Happy. Mwah! And we will see you all next time. Visit the websites. Check out what's happening. Really fun stuff and free tickets to the Nourish Festival waiting for you. Bye, everybody. Happy Wednesday.